Egypt was the host country of COP14, and this time the COP15 is taking place in China, in Kunming, in Yunnan province. What are your expectations of this edition of COP15 in China?
Well, I think it's not only my expectations, it's the expectation of humanity. We have, for centuries and millennia, we have forgotten about the ecosystem. But thanks God we now, because of the carbon emission, because of the ecosystems, the different problems that we started to face, and how development has started to harm nature. So it became a very important subject to all of us. And I think the COP15 here today is an embodiment of this care, of this international care, and it has become high politics, as we diplomats call it. And our expectations of the COP15 is not only the continuation of what has been done before in COP14 or across 25 years since the inception of CBD, but I think that we want to develop it further. We need to have more robust action plan, how we are going to reach a consensus, but more importantly, how we're going to apply the consensus that we are going to reach here in the conference. And while we're at it, let me say that we are fully confident of the leadership of China for the COP15, and we are very confident that it is going to be able to reach the necessary consensus and put forward a big value added to the whole process that has been for the last 25 years.
What kind of cooperations in biodiversity have already been achieved between China and Egypt, and what are still to come?
Well, there is a lot from us in Egypt to learn from China. Let's admit this. And we have a lot of programs when it comes to cooperation in environment as a whole. And we have been able to reach some quite good cooperation, especially on issues of technology transfer, Chinese assistance in know-how. In the field of biodiversity, I think that we still have some strides to catch up to. And I'm sure that within the coming years, especially with the presidency of China to COP and taking the presidency from Egypt, I think we are going to be having quite some very positive strides in this, because China has undertaken quite a significant step in the protection of biodiversity and so on. And I think we're here in Yunnan, and that is an example in and of itself. The province that has nearly 72% of the wildlife in China. And we have seen also a very interesting documentary at the beginning of our meeting today, and there is a lot to learn from China, as usual.